Next up, my pick to win the Super Bowl next year, the Buffalo Bills. They've been knocking on the door for a few years. Josh Allen, obviously tremendous. They came up a little short in the playoff game in Kansas City. We will not relitigate the terrible officiating in that one. Obviously, Buffalo had some self-inflicted wounds, trying to pull off the tush-push, brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it, repeatedly, and it failed. The Bills did add Joey Bosa, not a bad pickup. Josh Palmer from the Chargers. Tre'Davious White, not sure what he can give you as like a nickel dime cornerback. But they also have a very favorable schedule. And they've won the last 5 AFC East titles. Wow, I did not realize that. It's been a while for my Jets. The third team, I think.
Okay, well, let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. So yeah, J-Max predicting that they are going to win the Super Bowl. It's so interesting to me about the Buffalo Bills because it's so frustrating. You could say that they came up a little short in the playoffs last year, which is objectively true, but the coaching did not come up a little bit short. The coaching was miles away. And that, to me, is what I find always so fundamentally frustrating about the Buffalo Bills. That each year you can keep being so close, and yet the coaching feels so far away. And the problem is like, when is that going to change? When am I going to watch the Buffalo Bills play the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game at home, and they deliver a performance like we saw the Philadelphia Eagles do defensively, where you're just like, wow, Sean McDermott has Patrick Mahomes just seeing ghosts out there, man. He just can't breathe. There's nothing that he can do. Andy Reid has no answer. And Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are just rolling. Brady is just able to dial up whatever he wants for Josh Allen. And it doesn't even have to be that extreme. It just has to feel like they're in control. And that's the frustrating thing when I watch the Buffalo Bills in these games. Especially, against the Kansas City Chiefs, their last 2 playoff losses. I really see in those moments the Buffalo Bills players playing. The individuals playing. Whereas when I watch the Kansas City Chiefs in those games, I see the franchise. I see Mahomes, I see Kelsey, but I also see Andy and I see Spags. I see their fingerprints all over the game. All over it. And that's why then it's so hard to make this grandiose prediction of they're going to win the Super Bowl. And I'm a massive believer in the Buffalo Bills. Massive believer. I say this all the time. I think Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. And that's where then it becomes so frustrating, honestly. And that's why it's like I find my mind unable to really like not bring that up when we're talking about the Buffalo Bills in July. Cuz it's just like I want to see I just want to see more cohesion with this team. I just want to feel that their victories and their success is not just because they got dudes. It's because of the game plan. It's because it's the intention of what they're looking to accomplish. That's actually really how the Philadelphia Eagles were able to win. A lot of their game plans over the regular season was very much like, well, we just got better guys than you. And actually, Dan Orlovsky discussed this a little bit. Dan Orlovsky and Ryan Clark, because they were kind of talking about like the Eagles' offense and what's going on, and they kind of pointed out in the Packers playoff game how their weapons weren't open. And they were like, well, why is that? And it's just because this offense is really built and called in a way of just like, we just got better guys than you, and like that's it. We're not trying to out game plan you. We're not trying to be super smart. We're not trying to do anything. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We're just like, we got better guys. Our guys are bigger, stronger, faster. And so we're just gonna kind of lean on that. And it worked for them. Except for when you look at the Commanders game and against the Kansas City Chiefs game. Then you can see the actual intentionality all over it, because you have to against the Kansas City Chiefs, especially because now you're talking about the coaching matchups between Spags and Kellen Moore and Fangio and Andy Reid. You can't just be like, oh, we got better guys. Like, let's just see what happens. It's like, that's not going to be good enough. That's not going to be good enough. And that's why you were able to even see Sean McVay and the Rams give the Eagles such a run for their money. Because that's McVay and Stafford. They can elevate a roster. When I see the Buffalo Bills playing, I'm like, I see Josh Allen elevate the roster. I see Josh Allen elevate it. I'm not seeing enough of Brady and Sean McDermott. And that's where the frustration really sets in. And there's been moments, especially with Brady, but like not in the moments that matter. When I look at, and this is really, I don't mean to keep using the Eagles as a reference point. But you look at the Eagles opening drive in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs, again, against the same team, same defense, you could see how much more grounded the attack was and how they were comfortable going for it on fourth down. And Jalen Hurts throws a beautiful ball down the line and ends up getting called back, but it was still a crucial play because without that, if it was a no-go, then the Kansas City Chiefs get the ball at perfect field position. And then who knows? Honestly, who knows? And then you look at the opening drive for the Buffalo Bills, and it was just like, I remember watching that, and I was just like immediately like, uh-oh. What the heck? Like, I was anticipating continuity with an offensive coordinator, an OC that I believe in. Obviously, Josh Allen I believe in. I'm expecting like a lot more ground. And instead, it was like, oh my gosh. Josh Allen looks tight. There was almost like an interception in the opening drive, like some forced throws. And it was just kind of like, what was this? And then you look at the smoothness of the game plan of the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're just like, look at the differences. Look at the differences. And so it's just like, for some teams, you can look at the roster and be like, okay, they upgraded a wide receiver, they upgraded O-line, they got a better run game. Now they have better defensive players, and you could be like, okay, great. And that can really give you the optimism, the momentum, the excitement. And I'm like, the Buffalo Bills have been there. They're good enough. But what about the execution? What about the coaching? What about the game plan? What about the game management? What about the biggest moments in the game? Are you putting your players in positions to succeed? And that's when it's just kind of like, because the Buffalo Bills should be an amazing situation to get the number 1 seed in the NFL. The Kansas City Chiefs have a significantly harder division now, undeniably. The Buffalo Bills absolutely should win this division again. I don't care what's going on with the Patriots. I think the Patriots will be better and whatnot, but it's like, you should be winning that. And you should put yourself in a situation to have the number 1 seed. And you should be playing the AFC Championship game at home, not on the road. That's where this story should be. And so, yeah. It is so funny to keep looking at all these teams and how year after year after year they're great. And they always rise to the occasion they don't disappoint you throughout the year. The Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Eagles. And so it's like, that's why it's like, I know the Bills are going to be great. I know the Ravens are going to be great, right? Like the Chiefs, etc. It's like, I know all that because that's how it's been year after year after year. But that's why then my mind goes, but what will change? Why will the Bills this year win the Super Bowl? And why did they not then win last year or the year before, the year before? That's why my mind then goes to coaching, and it's just like, well, it's the upgrade in roster is why now they're suddenly going to win the Super Bowl, or Josh Allen's going to be even better than he has been when the guy's been already a monster year after year. So that's where I just keep trying to figure out. It's like, how is this going to be? And yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Buffalo Bills being predicted to win the Super Bowl according to JMac? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.